in the pink. You're smiling. Can we go around? Yes. Can we go around so I can get everyone's name?
Stacy.
And starting with you.
Starting with you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, now I can hear you.
Stacy. My name is Stacy.
Oh, okay. And the lady, are you like in blue? Are you in blue or green?
Wait, is she talking about me? I don't know. You
yes.
Oh, Tiara.
Okay. So we have, was it Stacy and Tiara?
Stacy, Tiara. Stacy has on the pink.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. Awesome.
I don't think she can see you, Jasmine.
No, I can't see. I see Stacy, Tiara. I see you. Okay. Yep. Now I can see you. That's Jasmine.
I think you got to move over a little bit.
There's one more person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Hi.
She's peeking around.
Look, I feel like I'm there. Like I'm peeking around my camera. Like I can kind of like. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So I wanted to say, ladies, welcome, welcome, welcome. You know, one of the things that you guys are doing is investing in yourself with this mom's retreat. And that is, that's going to be one of the things that I touch on today. My topic is organizing hacks of how I'm putting it all together. I am a mom of 4, well, 3.5. I'm currently 7 months pregnant today with my 4th boy. And I also homeschool. You know, I have my husband here because he recently had a stroke. And so if you're married, you know how that goes. That's like your 4th child here at the house. So yeah, I'm definitely utilizing a lot of these organizing hacks on how I hold it together. So we're just going to jump right in. Does anybody have any questions? I know that you guys kind of got the itinerary of who is going to speak and about what. So do you have any questions before I start? No? Okay. So let's jump right into the tangible things that you can do to definitely help you. And I'm sure that a lot of you already have these things in place for your home. That's, you know, using a planner, using a list, using workbooks or guides or support. By a show of hands, so you have lists and guides and different things around your house, like me.
Like 1,000,001 different books and journals that right. I'm like, oh, yeah. And so in here, I'm sorry, Lauren, there's like a little thing that you can take notes with. Like mine is purple. It's like a little notebook if you want to take notes. And I got a pen over there too. You don't use yours? So some people are saying that they have them but don't use them.
Right? If we did it with good intentions, right? We did it. Good intentions, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give everybody a moment to, you know, get out your things to write with and get your pens and paper. Process, if it kind of looks like there's a delay on my end as far as like the recording. If someone has a question, could you definitely like raise your hand or say, hey, Lauren, you know, someone has a question?
Yes, please. We will.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah. It kind of froze there for a second.
Yeah. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Mine just like it froze or something.
Yeah. I have you here though. We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So like if there's ever like a glitch, because one thing that I do, I just kind of keep going. Just go ahead and just raise your hand, you know, and say, hey, Lauren, you're glitching. We don't hear you, or, you know, whatever. Okay, so one of the things, like I said, that you can do is have your planners, your lists and everything like that. But let's dig deep and talk about the intangible things that you can do to keep yourself together and organized. First things first, y'all. Be honest with yourself. What you can and cannot handle. You know, if it's housework, if it's work at, you know, at your job, if it's school activities, if it's friends, be honest with yourself. Because one thing that we do, we kind of sometimes overschedule ourselves. We put a lot of things on top of each other, and then we become flustered. Then we just start to have a lot of chaos around us. Now, granted, there's a lot of people that do operate in chaos. You know, they need a million things going on. I am one of those people, but I'm also one of those people that understood that I have to be honest with myself. If I'm ever going to get anywhere, that's first things first. So, for example, you just, got your kids down for a nap. You do have a lot of dishes. You do have a lot of laundry. You have a lot of things that need to be done for the next day. But are you a better person if you're well rested? Will you be able to get those things done if you're well rested? Or will you be able to get those things done if you're just an irritated mess? Does that make sense? Has anybody ever felt like that? Like where, oh, I have a million things I need to do at the end of the day, but I need to be the best person for myself sometimes. By show of hands. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, there we go. Exactly. So, and be honest with what you're up against. With COVID, with our kids, either going, through the remote schooling, through homeschool, or even going back to school, say, hey, I'm up against a lot. So I need not to carry the same huge load that I did when I wasn't up against those things. And sometimes, so you have to adjust your way of thinking. You have to adjust your way, that you handle things, because sometimes we all can't handle all of the same things all the time. That makes sense, everyone? I'm just going to assume everybody's nodding and smiling. Yeah. Okay. The next thing that I want you guys to definitely write down are, know what your likes and your dislikes are, and know the different tasks and different things that you can pass off to someone else. I like to view my household, and I like to view, being at work as like a team. And so you have different people on your team that can handle different tasks. You don't have to handle everything all the time. And that's a part of staying and being organized. Emotionally, mentally, physically. Physically, you have a doctor. If you're ever down, if your body is ever like, giving out, what's the first thing you do? You call your doctor, right? So that's that one person on your team, your support system, that takes care of you physically. Look at, emotionally and mentally. Like if you're a very spiritual person, you look to the skies, you look to the hills, you start to pray. Whenever your emotional, your mental, and your spiritual is under attack, we look to the hills. So understand that everybody on your support system has and plays a role. And as long as you utilize them, you can definitely stay organized and, go forth and continue to handle things. But there again, be honest with what you can and cannot do. If there's ever comes a time where you're mentally, physically depleted, take your breaks. Y'all are at a self-care retreat. Y'all, listen, I'm so jealous right now. But we ain't gonna talk about how jealous I am of you guys sitting up in the nice cabin, without kids in the background pulling at you and stuff like that. But continue to do the self-care. Okay. When you feel that your body, that there's enough is enough, pump the brakes, put a pause, and say, hey, I need to take care of myself. Simply because you're going to be the best person for your children, for your marriage, for your friends, at work, if you are 100% okay. The next part that I like to tell everyone is to do the hard part first. Does anybody know what that means? Yeah, Tasha, you should already know, because that was what I said the last time, right? Look, you're on mute. Oh my gosh, what'd you say?
I was saying it's all hard for me, but I think, it's something that you said that was very interesting about the support network. And sometimes you don't have that support. And so sometimes the hard part for me and some people that I talk to is actually finding the support and building the support network for themselves. And so I don't know if you can talk to that.
Okay, yeah, perfect. I'm glad you said that. Now, let's tackle work first, because that's what you mentioned first. So give me an example of something that you have at work that you wish you had support with.
doing notes. I have a ton of notes that I have.
Girl, listen.
Like, so the administrative side is the hard part for me.
Okay, so with that, and I know that with your line of work, there's always, you know, the confidentiality, there's the Hippocrates and all those things in place. One thing that I found, and this is something that I helped my nurse friend with, because she was also struggling with the administrative part, with keeping up with the notes and stuff like that, is with the Google Docs, you can speak right into it, just so it can kind of record and put things down for you. But also at the end of the day, you find time in your schedule where you're able to do the administrative part. If you're not able to outsource because of the line of work you're in, you know, you find that block of when you're able to handle it. Because one thing about women, we always pile it on. We're like, we got to get this done right now. We've got to get this done. Why? Because we've always gotten it done at that particular time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because one thing that they teach us, especially like when you're working clinical, it's like, as soon as you see a patient, you got to do the notes before you go to your next patient. You got to do the notes before, you know, those kinds of things. But if you're more flexible within your job, you find a different time that kind of suits you a whole lot better, where you're speaking into the Google Docs right after that client. But once your day is finally decompressing, that's when you can kind of go back and handle that administrative part. Now, when you're at home and finding that emotional support, because I know there are a lot of moms that are single moms out there and they're like, you know, I need an extra set of hands. There are actually a lot of different organizations that offer what they call mom helpers. And I'm not sure if anybody's used to that. It's called mommy helpers.
Really?
And so what they do, what they do is they come in and they are your extra set of hands. If you need your child down for a nap while you finish your schoolwork, they'll come and do that. If you need your child to go outside and play, but they have to be with an adult, they'll come and do that. If you need your dishes done, that meal cooked, they'll come and do that. And sometimes it's just those people that actually need certain volunteer hours, so they're doing those things for free. Y'all, I'm all about some free 99. Like, listen, raise your hand. Free 99 all day, right? Exactly. So you look for those volunteer services that can fill in those gaps, because sometimes you do have to call on a friend to say, hey, Tasha, can you please just come babysit? Can you just let me get a nap? Can you just watch them while, you know, those kinds of, you call on your friends to help you out. Does that make sense? And as women, sometimes we feel guilty about doing that. Like I had my mom living here, but still they were like, a lot of people, oh, she lives with you, oh, that must be awesome because she can watch your kids on. My kids were with me 24/7. There was like really not a time, unless my husband asked, that she watched them for me, because I felt that mom guilt, like these are my kids, I need to watch my own kids.
Wait,
you know,
who has mom guilt?
Yeah.
Everybody is raising their hand, Lauren. Everyone has mom guilt here. Mom guilt sucks, man.
Yes, it does, especially like if you're trying to build your empire, especially if you're trying to go to work or even build a relationship with someone else. But at the end of the day, this is about you and your well-being, your self-care. And so if you need that time away, if you need that break away, you have to take it. Now let's talk about the unconventional ways that you can take your break. Because if you're also like me, I trust like this many people with my kids. You know, I've got boys, I've got boys. And if I just turn my head, somebody's going to be on the ceiling, you know, hanging from the chandelier. So for that reason, and that I just don't trust people, you know, I just don't. And so one of the things that I do is I decompress in my car, or I decompress out on the patio, which is my favorite place because it's got so many flowers. Or at night, once the house is down, once everybody's gone to bed, I take that 40 minutes of silence just to get back to who I was, watch the trash TV. Y'all have gotten into like loving basketball. I've never watched reality shows, but this caught my eye. And And so like I take that 40 minutes just to bring it down a few notches. And so even though I have that support here, that is something that you can do if you don't have that support, is that you can kind of carve in that time just to bring things down for a little bit. All right. And again, like with at work, if you're not able to outsource certain things to a program that's like you can download on your phone, or you know, if you have a boss that's just not working for you, speak up. Okay, be your own advocate. Why are
we got
you
the amen
laughing?
choir over here. You didn't hear it, but we got an amen choir over here.
Yes. Yes. Well, speak up. I mean, like, okay. So today I had the maternal visit to drink the stuff. Everybody remember that, right?
Yes.
Yes. And so the girl, she scheduled me on the wrong day at the wrong time. I drive 40 minutes to my doctor. Don't ask me why. I'm just a crazy person like that. Because when I find good customer service and that I like people, I will make that sacrifice of driving 40 minutes. But I had to say, hey, you know what? This is my fourth kid. And if you look at your bill, drinking that stuff is almost $300.
What?
You know?
The
Yeah.
audacity to charge you?
Yes. And so I had to say, I said, I know my rights and I know that I don't have to have this test, you know, so let's forego this test. And so the girl, she's like, oh no, they don't do that here. They, you know, you have to do all the tests. Okay, look, listen, and I'm going to say this as tactfully as I can. All I have to do is stay a brown person and die. Okay. So to tell me that I have to do, you know, take a certain test, to tell me that I absolutely have to do something, it is well in my right to refuse certain things, especially if I feel like they're not contributing or if they're not doing something, you know, for me, a benefit for me. Does that make sense? So when you are in a toxic environment, relationships, at work, or anything like that, speak up for yourself. All you lovely ladies look like you can speak. Yeah, speak up. Okay. And you will find that support, because a lot of people, you know, they treat you because you teach them how to treat you. And so if you lay the foundation that they can kind of walk all over you, if you lay that foundation that they can say and do whatever they can say and do to you, then that's going to be kind of what they expect all the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I will say, when you do approach these people, when you do speak up for yourself, have a plan. All right. So if something's not working for you, say, hey, you know, this isn't working for me, but this is going to work for me. You know, just don't say, hey, this ain't working for me, and just walk away, because you're going to leave that person stunned and like kind of offended, you know. So just make sure that you have a plan whenever. Okay. Are there any other situations where you feel like you're not supported? No, just work and that's it. No. Okay. All right. So we'll move on to your likes and dislikes. Did everybody write that down?
Yeah. Oh, I don't think we heard that instruction. Tell us what we're supposed to be writing down.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Your likes and dislikes when it comes to organizing. Okay.
So likes and dislikes when it comes to organizing. Say that.
Yeah, I did. She said likes and dislikes. Look at the family as a team. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
She probably can't hear me.
Can you hear Shay?
I'm soft spoken.
I can kind of hear bits and pieces. I'll elaborate more on the likes and dislikes. What I was mainly talking about is, like, you know, in your organizing routine or the different things that you have to get done around your house or with school, with work. Make sure that you're honest with what you do like about it and what you don't like about it, because those things that you like and the things that you don't like do play a major part. Granted, there is something called grunt work. We all have to do it to make sure that the wheels are, you know, continue to spin. and stuff. But we also have to make sure that we put it in a category, like say from like, 1 to 5, the most important to, the least important, and see if some of the things that you don't like are things that you can, have a support system about. So one of the things that I absolutely hate in my home is, the dishes and the laundry. That is something that I cannot stand. I feel like it's a trap because it never goes away, you know? And so one of the things that I did is I had to check myself. I said, wait a minute, I have a 10-year-old and I have a 10-year-old that can follow directions, you know? And so a part of their chores, and I guess I'll say this is a little bit selfish of me, but a part of their chores are some of the chores that I dislike. But in return, you learning to do laundry is something that's going to benefit you when you go off to college. That's going to benefit you when you become an adult. Doing the dishes, to me, that's something where it says, hey, we all were able to eat today, so let's all kind of take care of it. Now, I will scrub them for them if there's like a pot or something like that, but kind of outsource it. If you have children that are old enough, outsource it. Okay, because that takes pressure off.
Interject something. I kind of find that sometimes with that part of it, that's when the mommy guilt kicks in, because we feel like we have to feel every void and we have to do every single thing.
Yeah.
And if we're not doing it, even though they can, like to me, like, why can't we do that? Like you put out something crazy. Like, even if you have like a 5-year-old, they can do something.
Even they don't do it the way I want it done.
Yes.
You know, I'm just like, I'm not supposed to do it myself. That's my they can fold the clothes, but they'll be not folded properly. So it's kind of like you have to like decide, okay, do I want it to be done the way that I want it to be done, or do I want to be stress-free a little bit? Right?
Right. I'm glad you said that, because that's absolutely right. Like some of the times, especially if you're type A like me, like I want it done a certain way, but will I have peace if it's just done? That you have to kind of weigh that. Does that make sense, ladies? So we have to understand that we can outsource it, yes, but also like the reasons behind outsourcing. My reason behind it is peace. Okay. Because I like my peace. I love it. So yes, you can do the laundry, you can do the dishes. I probably will have to come behind you at some point and redo, but for the moment, it's done for the day. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I'll get to it tomorrow if I have to redo it. And then the most important thing that I found, especially with moms, especially with women as a whole, celebrate our wins, ladies, because we do not celebrate ourselves enough, and we don't celebrate one another enough. If we made it out of the house and we made it out where everyone was fed, or if we made it out with a bag of snacks, celebrate that. You made it out the house, because there are some days where you plan a play date with your friend and you're like, hey, we're going to be there. The day comes and your toddler they're wearing the pants on the head. Nobody ate breakfast because they didn't like it. You liked it yesterday. We ate the same thing today. Now all of a sudden you don't like it or whatever. But then you call your friend up and you're like, look, sis, we're not coming. Like, I got a headache. It's not happening today or whatever. But that one day that you do make it out the house, pat yourself on the back. Okay? That one day that you do make it through work where you were able to get everything done, or if you were even able to get half of it done, celebrate that. Because think about it. And just like kids, just like if you're an athlete, when you get that trophy, when you get that ribbon, what do? You start smiling. You start feeling good about yourself. You go back and you practice a whole lot harder, or you go back and you're finally like, yes, I passed that test, or even with kids, once they find something that they can, accomplish, like tying their shoes, using the potty, or even acing a test or passing a game level, They love that pat on the back. They love that, mommy, look, you know, we all love that from human nature. We've all grown up with that. So continue to keep that, continue to celebrate every win that you have. Okay. Not just the big ones. Don't wait around for like, oh, I finally finished this big old project. No, guess what? I'm patting myself on the back. I finally started. You know,
I pat myself on the back. I did not kill you today. Good job.
boom. Yes, yes, I kept the humans alive, you know, I kept the humans alive and fed. So, you know, definitely celebrate your wins, ladies. One thing I do want to do, I want to go around and I want everyone to tell me something that they accomplished just today. So we're going to start with Jasmine, because that's who I see first on this side.
I got the dishes washed before I left to go out of town today.
Yeah, girl. You better go, girl.
You hear her?
I know that's right.
I was about to leave.
Okay, I remember Stacy, but I forgot your name. I'm so sorry.
I'm Tiara.
Okay.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I took out the trash.
Come on now.
Girl, you better do it. Cause listen, I put mine right by the door. Yep.
So many times.
So many times.
And then hope that somebody else see it. All right, Miss Stacy, what'd you do?
I can tell you what I got accomplished yesterday. Yesterday, I was able, before I dropped my son off to my sister, I was able to bathe him, clean the house, feed him, do the laundry, bring him to my sister's. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
You need to be asleep right now. Stacy,
Yeah.
sleeping.
So I did all that yesterday, and then today I did a little shopping, so I got that accomplished.
Look, listen, since Stacy trying to show everybody up, we're gonna concentrate on what she did today.
Yeah.
No, but Stacy, you crushed it yesterday. You go ahead, girl. You crushed it. Yes, yes. And I know that there's someone like on the end of Stacy. I can't see them in the camera, but here we go. Okay.
I'm Shay. I don't think you heard my name. I'm Shay, but today I washed 3 loads of clothes and dried 2 of them. I dried 2 of them, but I didn't. But we only supposed to talk about the accomplishment.
You gotta float over.
It's a 2-week
And I have 4
process.
kids.
It's a 2-week process.
So it's 5 of us. So yeah.
Yes. Tasha, girl, what'd you do today?
I got here and I figured out this text stuff. So I'm celebrating that win right there.
There you go. And there you go. And do you see how we can all relate to those wins?
Yes.
Do you see that? Now I cannot relate to Stacy. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Stacy's over.
Look, she's doing too much. I cannot.
I
can relate. I can relate to those things on like different days. Right. Yes, ma'am. But the way that my energy is set up.
Like for the month of April, I did all that.
If I didn't get it done, I would have been sad. Like I didn't do something. Like I didn't do it. It had to be done, or else my mood would have been like down here. So I had to do it. So I was really stressed yesterday. Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. When you were able to get all of those things done as opposed to the thing that you got done today, how was your mood today versus like today was about you? Yeah. Today was celebrating you. You were able to shop. You were able to, be here and amidst the young ladies here. As opposed to yesterday, how did you feel? Because you were doing those things, I'm assuming, for your home. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yesterday it was just really, really stressful because it was just me and my son. Maybe I probably should drop my son off first. That way I could have time to do everything. But like I was doing laundry and like I have this baby monitor. So like, I kind of left him home alone in a way, but I was monitoring him on my phone. So like I would drive to the laundry, like a 2-minute drive to the laundry, put the clothes in, drive back while the clothes are washing, and then drive back. It's like a back and forth and back and forth, and it's just like, oh my goodness, like 'cause I know, if I went to the laundry with him, with my 3-year-old son, he would have been running up and down the laundry mat trying to like touch everything, and he sucks 2 fingers, so, like he the floor, then suck his finger, and then he'll get sick. He always gets sick. So it was very stressful. But today it was just all about me, and like I was so happy. And my sister called me. It was like, "Oh, he's doing good." I'm like, "I know. Okay, bye." But yeah, yesterday it was a lot. But I was happy that I got it.
Perfect. Okay, well, because I wanted to see just the the emotional gratitude that you have when you get the things done that are kind of like you feel you have to get done for your home, as opposed to the emotional gratification you had when you did it for yourself, because sometimes both things can bring us joy, can bring us that gratification that we're seeking, to where we can breathe now. But you celebrated that win today by taking yourself shopping. So I'm so proud of you on that one. I would clap, but y'all see my life, right? But go ahead, girl. Yep. Now, with the taking out the trash and doing the laundry, what was the other thing?
Washing dishes.
Sorry, Tiara, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. What was yours? I'm sorry, sweetie.
I took out the trash.
You took out the trash. And then we had Shay that did the laundry. Jasmine, I'm sorry, I can't see you in the camera, sweetie.
I washed the dishes.
And you washed the dishes. Okay, so we did chores, y'all.
Yeah.
We did chores. So now let's talk about how we celebrated those chores, because I can see that everybody that's sitting in the room, you look like you're not stressed, that you're breathing easy, that you're on a retreat, and that you celebrated yourself, right?
Yeah.
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 And I know Miss Tasha, she's spoiling you guys, right?
Well, we just got here.
Look.
It's coming.
Okay, but do you see, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, we did our chores, we did our due diligence, and now it's time to celebrate. And the reason that we celebrate is so that we can have that gratification, so we can keep going. All right, ladies? Because we will stop right in our tracks if we feel like we're unappreciated. And sometimes we have to appreciate ourselves, because one thing, we always look for somebody else to pat us on the back, but we forget, pat your own self, however that may be. I always pat myself with naps. That is my reward. Listen, that's my thing. Like, naps are my jam. And I granted, I do have a 7-month growth, and so I'm very sleepy nowadays. But no, like, even then, when I can, like, woosah, like, I like tangible things, but I like naps and that peace much, much better. Mm-hmm. All right, ladies. So did we write down celebrate our wins? Yes. So are we going to continue to celebrate our wins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Y'all, are you sure? Because, like, sometimes I be feeling some kind of way. Like, was I clear, or they just want me to be quiet?
No, you did good, Lauren.
Okay, so what I wanted to do for you guys, and I'm going to give Tasha the information, because I do offer life consulting. And what life consulting is that, we first hatch out what's going on. You know, when you seek out somebody to help you with a plan, to help you with like homeschool or even clinical support services, and the ones that I offer are like, you know, behavior modifications such as like your anger, aggression, PTSD. I also do adolescent support, and what in adolescent support covers are the teens that are kind of having trouble transitioning to, you know, becoming teenagers or just even coping. And then we come up with a detailed plan, and I stick with you every step of the way. I'm like that mama, that helicopter mama, because I want to see you succeed. I also have a guide that's Mother's Guide to Greater Self-Love. If you ever need a guide that's like, okay, day one, what did I accomplish? How can I have done it better? Or celebrating your wins, of course. And so what I want to do is pass along Tasha that information so she's able to pass it along to you. And anybody, I would love to see any and everybody from this retreat, like on my scheduler, for sure. With Mother's Day coming up, it would be a great gift to yourself, of course. Y'all like that plug I put in there? Y'all like that?
So there are five other women that are coming. Yeah, 5 other women that are coming. So can I invite them as well?
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. And Tasha, I'll get with you on the back end. You know, if there's anybody that just wants to speak one-on-one about something that they're going through, along with the support, or, you know, I have the relationship support and stuff, because sometimes we do need a map to navigate relationships. I know that there are a lot of people, you know, we just kind of grew up with, oh, I like this person. Oh, I like this person. But here in the 21st century, wait a minute, are you mentally compatible with me? You know, are you emotionally ready for this? You know? And sometimes you need that person on the outside looking in to help you navigate that. And so I would like to see anybody, you know, and the others are more than welcome. And so Tasha, I'll do that. What's the best way? Should I put it like in the chat or just like on text message?
You can put it in the chat if you want, or text it to me and I forward it to everyone else. I'm gonna create a resource list for the retreat.
Oh, okay. Well, then that'll probably be the best way to do it then.
Right, cool.
Yeah, with the resources.
I will get the resource list.
Okay.
I get that home.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. This was nice.
Thanks.
You're welcome, sweethearts. And it was such a pleasure. It was such a pleasure. And thank you guys for, he wasn't too bad, but thank you, mom to mom, for understanding and getting it. I really appreciate it. Yeah. So you guys go get ready for dinner. I didn't want to hold you up too much.
He looks so happy. He looks so happy. All right. Well, thank you so much, Lauren.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
You too.